guys are doing good. So today is NFP day, so I think I'm just gonna be spending this time to do a review of what I see on the charts. Shohrotman, are you trading NFP today? Yep, I'm not gonna trade the initial movement. I'm going to be trading the after, so it's like I'm only going to be doing a setup after. So I'm not going to be trading the initial movement, because with the initial movement, what I can already tell you is the following. We might have like two direction movement. We might not, but either ways, from my side, I want to trade the like after the actual initial movement. After the initial movement, then I am going to be looking for a setup to trade. So if you do want to trade with me, that's okay. What you can do, you click the link there in the description there, and then you open a live trading account with HFM, and then you fund. And then I'm going to still stream at around during the event. I will be streaming, and then right after the NFP, I'll be looking for a setup for us to trade. So that's what we're going to be doing. But for today, I'm just gonna be I just want to show you what I see from not all, but basically most of the pairs that I think I would like to see myself trading one of them. So the first one is USDT. The reason why I also want to look at USDT is the main reason why I want to look at USDT is because currently from my side it is the only instrument that has a clear structure, even though it's not as clear as possible, but that's the only instrument that has a clear structure for now. And the structure that it has in terms of clarity, it's not as full as possible. It's just trend lines only. It doesn't have anything. But I'm just gonna mark up each and every possible areas that we could possibly look at. So for people who trade USDT, that is clearly some of the areas they can be looking for. So that's some key area. You can see it's already too far, so we can definitely be looking at USDT maybe coming to this point. It can push to here, and then I will be looking to sell right after this point so far. But there's also another point when I was looking at it was 1 hour. So that is just an area that I'm just gonna mark out. We'll just leave it, and it's just gonna help us to trade later on if price does go there. So it's not something that we'll be using exactly today, or not even now to be exact. So it's too far. So what I have from my side, it's this part. We have this we have this as a strong low, we have this as weak. So if we have this strong and weak, so basically if we draw a trend line from here, we join these two crests, not crests, these two troughs. So if we join these two troughs, we can definitely tell that we do have what we do have a weak TRL. So we do have a weak TRL. Let me make it visible. So we do have a weak TRL here, so which means it's a weak trend line. And then we see that price did justice by doing what? We see that price did justice by breaking below. But then according to the principles of trend lines, what are we missing? We are missing the one principle that can confirm that price is definitely pushing to the downside. So currently, yes, it did broke below, and it looks like it came for a retest in some other way, but then we don't have the full set of principles to say that it is a clear break a break below and a retest to push price to the downside. But to give it a benefit of a doubt, from the lowest time frames, we also don't have anything from the lowest time frames that we can use as a set of confirmation that possibly we may be looking at price pushing to the downside. It failed multiple times to do that, which from my honest point of view, that's why I'm like, today it's going to be a skeptical thing for it's going to be a skeptical day for someone who wants to trade the initial movement, because we don't even have a clear direction as to where is price going for most of the instruments. But I'm just gonna go through all of them so that you can see. But I also have one in mind that I think possibly something can be happening, but we'll just check. So if you can look at this part, that's where we had our first breakout, and then price failed to give us the principle to show that it's actually pushing to the downside. It came for the retest. From this retest, it also failed once more. So it failed one, 2, 3 again. It failed for the 4th time. So you can see that price is definitely still stuck at one price. We don't necessarily have a clear direction as to, is it really pushing to the downside, or is it really trying to hold price maybe to push upwards again. So that's what I see. But also, if someone had to trade it out of the how do I put this, if someone wanted to trade it without really considering whether it's a break below or not, then most definitely most people are looking for sales. But from my point of view, we don't have full set of principles right there. From my analysis, USDT is gonna sell during NFP. I think there's quite a lot that we can actually look into when it comes to like news. Like I'll try and just do news report, like read some news report and just review them for you and tell you what is my point of view in terms of fundamentals. Like, I'll just tell you what is my point of view based off fundamentals, not technicals. What are the fundamentals saying when I read them? But for now, let's just look at the technicals and see. But yes, it's not wrong for someone to be looking at like sales, but it means that if we have to look at the set of the principles from my side, it means I'm having a heartburn. From my set of principles, we still have, you can see 1 hour 2 minutes. So from that 1 hour 2 minutes, you can see I highly doubt if within this 1 hour 2 minutes this 4 hour candlestick can close below, then we can definitely say that it's gonna sell. But as long as if it's failing to do that, then nothing, like the price is not saying anything. It's still stuck at one price. We can't say it's going down or it's going up. So it's still stuck at one price. So that's from my point of view. But I'll just use all set of principles, or rather all materials in terms of how I used to trade. I'll just check if whether there's something based off how I used to trade as well. Because not only do I use one trading strategy, but it still works. Just that I don't use it each and every time. What else was I looking at? But for now, that's the only thing. Yes, possible sales are possible, but then since we don't have those full confirmations, I highly doubt that one could be focusing on sales. And I think one of the other things that I was looking at was also Euro USD. If you still remember from Euro USD as well, I'm still looking at Euro USD pushing to the upside. From my point of view, I'm still looking at Euro USD pushing to the upside. The only thing that's happening is that price has been, if you still remember from the previous stream, I did mention that we do have this high as a weak price, and look at what happened. Price came above it, and since then price has been like indecisive as to where is it really pushing. It's just like at one price, and it keeps on making us to extend the trend line and extend. So we're still in extension of what, of the very same what's going on now? It's my alarm, it's telling me to check gold. But at this point we do have like price resting exactly at that TRL, so it just makes it hard for us to also use this trend line right now, because look at how many bounces we had from this point. So I think one of the other things that I looked into was, but still, to be honest, I'm still expecting price to push to the upside no matter what happens. Is like when we have a proper clear breakout, full principle set completed, then most definitely that's what I'm still looking at. I don't see price pushing to the downside. It may still do whatever it does, it's okay, but I'm still looking at euro going upwards. But one of the other things that makes me don't want to trade euro pairs is it's because of what's happening between what's that, is it Russia and Israel, or is it Israel and what, that war that's happening? That's one of the other things that makes me don't not want to trade any euro pairs at this point. But yeah, the only thing that we have right now, it's this part, it's GBP USD. So with GBP USD, it's the only price that actually broke first. So I've been actually just looking at this price to say that, oh, it's Ukraine and yeah, definitely Ukraine and Ukraine and Israel. Yeah, I might be mistaken. You'll just rectify me there. I do, if I'm not mistaken, yes. What's that part? I think Ukraine and whatnot, they fall under the European continent, right? If they fall under the European continent, that's why I don't wanna be involved. Is it the European, or if they fall under the, like, especially like the Ukraine, if it falls under the European? Let's just check. Does Ukraine fall under, it's Russia and Ukraine. Okay, does it fall under EU? Why does it European? Let's just check, cause it feels like I didn't do geography. Yeah, it falls under Europe, exactly. So that's why I don't want to trade anything that has euro inside. So anything that has euro, that's why I don't want to trade it. Because if you can look at what happened on euro pairs yesterday, because I think it was yesterday, ne? Look at what happened from yesterday. We just had price doing whatever it has been doing. We don't know what's going on. So I think that's why I don't want to trade any euro pairs from my point of view. I'm just gonna stay away from euro pairs and stick to the ones that I have now. But I do want to trade GBP USD at the moment, because that's the only price, or rather that's the only pair that looks clean for me. That's why I'm like, since well GBP USD broke first, and the fact that it broke first, maybe Euro USD, AUD USD can also follow, NZD USD. Oh, I've never checked NZD USD. Let's check NZD USD, then we can actually focus on GBP USD fully. But I don't want to trade euro pairs. NZD USD. Never check this part. Oh, look at how it's looking. Has been bearish ever since. Yes, that's too much. Let's forget it. But yeah, I think the only thing that I'm gonna be taking is Euro USD, GBP USD, and the main focus here, it's still a possible retest, obviously, but then looking at the main high. Let's check 30 minutes. Oh, our main high is even further. So for now, the main high, it's a tricky one, right? This one. It's gonna be a tricky one. because if we have to focus on the main high, it means that our main high is definitely this one. So this one's right here, we don't have anything. That would be the main high. So that's what I'm actually looking at on euro, on GBPUSD, like a possible push to the upside. But it's also like from the certain things that I'm also looking at as to, is it possible that price can also like maybe come back for another retest, maybe somewhere around here again, because we had our breakout according to the principle. We had the breakout right here, but we never got any retest. So maybe possibly we can be looking for a retest, maybe around these areas, maybe around those areas. That's where we could possibly be looking for a retest, and then maybe then you know, when the retest happens, maybe we can get proper full set as to should we go in with those buys, and then maybe we can look at like the first TPs would have to, like, not even first TPs, this would be the main focus target that would have to look at, because that's the main high that it's too visible. This one's is just we can't even consider this part. There's no clarity there, because if you switch your charts to a line chart, there's clearly nothing right here. So we only have our highs exactly right there, which is our main high. So that's why I'm like, that will be the main high as the target. But for now, maybe let's possibly just look at what's gonna happen when price comes back for the retest, and then maybe we can look into buying, and then, but we'll just see how price reacts when it gets to this part, this one. We'll just see how price reacts when it gets to that area, because it can reject afterwards, or it can just push upwards further. And if it pushes upwards further, then it's easier for us to just lock profits as price pushes to the upside. That would be better, but for now, yeah, that's what I'll be looking at, because that's the only price, or rather that's the only that's the only pair that actually has a clear structure right now, besides euro AUD, even gold. Like, that's why my advice, literally strictly stay away from trading NFP. Like price is too clustered. It's exactly in a range. It hasn't been moving ever since. It hasn't been moving. We're still stuck in one range. So whatever that happens, it can still play it within, and it can kick a lot of people. Because look at also what happened during job claims. We had like almost like, I can't say it's two directions, but during the job unemployment claims, we had price moving exactly up, and then also returning back to the downside. We just had like price moving at one price. And also, if you check out what happened during ADP, same thing apply. Okay, it's only ADP that we had a clear direction, but job unemployment claims, we just had price moving in one direction. It was just, it shot up, it shot down, went upwards. Then also look at what happened also on USDJPY during this and what claims. It shot down, shot up. So it's just too vague to be focusing on anything when it comes to gold and any other more. So you just have to leave it. What happened to USDJPY trade? We ended up, it came back to profits, ne? It came back to profits, and then we closed. Like, it was too strainy, I don't want to lie. You see what's happening? It's today that we're going to have a clear direction on USDJPY. Let me just show you something. We're still expecting USDJPY to drop, ne? But let me just show you what happened yesterday. Yeah, I remember. Let me go to WhatsApp. I'm gonna show you something. I don't know whether the voice note will play, but let me just do this. You're gonna laugh. Yes, yeah, you gotta love this one. Yes. Let me just go to WhatsApp. You're gonna see one of the clients that I was trading with as well. I told him, you know what, let's close after we close the trade, because we closed the trade exactly, because we entered our trades from yesterday on USDJPY was around here, right? We entered our trades exactly around here. So when price came back exactly to here, when price was here, we closed those trades, and then we saved ourselves. Like few minutes later, look at what happened. it was too much. We saved ourselves. But let me just try and just go to that. Let me try and just go to that WhatsApp. You're gonna hear. I even like made a voice note to tell him, you know what? Let's just close this JPY. It was tough. It was a rough one. It was a rough one. We couldn't have survived there. We couldn't have survived. So we did good by closing. But yeah, we'll just keep on waiting for it to load. It's still loading. Then I'll just show you. But for now, let's just monitor USD, GBP USD, because I'm too eager to trade this one, because you know it's easier for me to enter a trade and then hold it. It's if I hold a trade into NFP, it's better than having to I don't like executing during events. It's either I'm going to wait for a setup after the event, or I have executed hours before, not even 2 minutes before or 5 minutes before. I don't take trades that when an event, when I'm only left with 30 minutes before the event, I don't take any trades. I will just leave as it is. So I only take trades if it's like 2 hours earlier. It's better to be holding a trade before than to you get the point there. But yeah, let's just wait for that one. Okay, it's there. Okay, let me do this now. I'm gonna go to that chart. It's gonna show right now. Let me do this. It's right. Yep. Okay, let me bring back the screen. Right. You can see this is when I told him, because he sent me, because he was still holding and I was also still holding. He told me, should we hold? And I tell him, you know what,
well, to be honest, those ones were in a loss. So if you were still holding from then, I'm still holding with you. There are other trades that I took again after, because I thought, you know what, let me just sell and just hold. So I think the safest way to do right now, essentially, it seems like you also entered more above, which was a good thing. So I think the safest way.
you see, then I told him, let's put stop losses. And then I think our stop losses there on USDJPY, let's go back, was around here before we closed, because yeah, it was a tough one. Before we closed, we had our stops at around somewhere around here. That's where we had our stops right before the when I told him let's close.
Close everything. Let's just save ourselves from misery.
See, that's when I told him, you know what, let's just close, because I wasn't comfortable with holding a loss. I was already like mentally breaking down because of USDJPY. I wasn't really doing good, and I decided, let's close. Only to find out after closing there was an event later on, and then it went too high. We could have lost. Imagine having to just look at $150 just gone like that. It wasn't gonna be nice. At least I closed at around like $23. It wasn't that bad, but yeah, it wasn't that bad. So USDJPY was a move, but I think today maybe it can continue dropping. Maybe today it can continue dropping. Let's just wait and see if whether it will retest. If it retests and then gives us the confirmations, that will be the first. That will be the first pair maybe to confirm bullish push. If it doesn't, then we know that it's gonna continue dropping. If it doesn't, it means it's gonna continue dropping, because in the daily time frame, the chances are it's possible that GBP can come to this price. Or even this one. So it's possible that it can, but at least what I'm looking at is at least we only had a breakout and price failed to give us like the principles of continuation right here to say that price is most definitely not going for any possible push to the upside. So right now, that's why I'm having that much of high confidence that we have to be looking at a rejection to the upside, at least for it to cover a retracement or a retest if possible, because we haven't had anything. Price just shot down, nothing happened. So that's why I'm like, today that's what I'm looking at. If it can do that, that will be much better. That's what I'm actually just looking for. Looking to buy this instrument. Cause yeah, there's dogs. But yeah, if you have any instrument you want me to check at the moment while we're still waiting for you GBPUSD, you can just drop the comments there, and then I'll just see what I can look at while we're still waiting for while we're still waiting for GBPUSD. You can just drop which one. So what happens? Oh, I think that one I answered that one. Nasdaq. Let me check something. Did we have, what event was it at 1/2 past? Let me just do this. I wanna check what event was it at 1/2 past. Cause why? Like the market was too volatile at 1/2 past. Was it 1/2 past or 15? Yeah, at 1/2 past. Was volatile at 1/2 past yesterday. We only had this one. That means yesterday it was just too crazy for price to just be too volatile. Right? Yeah, I have to go up. I'm extra tired. I don't know which one to remove. Let me just remove it. Remove the unnecessary ones. Still the same thing. Under 4 hours we also have, okay, doesn't matter. So under 4 hours on Nasdaq, we also, like, it's like the way I trade, we don't have anything. Like the way I trade, we don't have any source of like confirmations. So the only things that we do have, USDT and also Nasdaq, it's trend lines at this point. If I try to identify other sources of price validation, we don't have it from my point of view. So it means that from here we also have to just wait for a possible retest and the right confirmations if price is definitely pushing to the downside. But if price is still pushing towards that area right before NFP, then it can shoot to the upside and just continue pushing to the upside. So still the same thing. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one, but let's use smallest time frames just to check. It's only trend lines, mate. It's only trend lines. Right now it will seem like I'm just forcing to see some few things. It's only trend lines. It's only trend lines. Or someone can use this one. But here's the only problem that you have. It means that you can't trade neither when you're still within this area. As long as the price is still within this, you can't trade Nasdaq. You can't trade Nasdaq as long as if it's still within these two trends, because it means now you'd have to wait for price to react below or above. That's what's happening. So Nasdaq, it's also still just too far to be using. And one of the other biggest mistakes that one can do is try to trade towards either towards this price or towards this one. That will be the biggest mistake that someone can do, because you don't know where is price going to break. Is it going to break above or break below? Because we do have this one as a weak TRL, and we do also have this one as a weak TRL. So if one of the two was a strong TRL, it could have been better, because from here this was a strong TRL. If the trend line was a strong TRL when it was 1, 2, and then it gave us a rejection. The rejection completed, the rejection went up and completed its level and started rejecting to the downside. But from now on, when we use 1, 2, this is still a weak TRL, and then we still have that one as a weak TRL. So basically we still have both the upper TRL and the below TRL as weak. You don't know where price is going to break. It can break above or break below. So either way, whatever direction it breaks first, you need the full confirmations, because it's still possible that it can do something like this. It can break and then drop and give you the full confirmations from this side. Then it's still correct that it is actually bearish. Or it can do the same thing vice versa. It can break below, but then because of no full principles, and then it rejects and gives you the principles from above, then it means what? It means that it has actually broken above. So trading based off what you think it's gonna happen, it's gonna be a dangerous one. So I'm still advising, stay away from trading NFP today. There'll be confirmations exactly right after the event. Every instrument, it's gonna have a proper setup. That one I'm sure of it, especially if it gives us two direction. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful if it does that. It's gonna be beautiful. Excelente when it does that. Excelente, muchacho. It would be lovely to see it give us two direction. From my point of view, it would be nice to see it give us two direction. You know what, ne? Hey man, price is not moving. Price doesn't seem like it wants to come back to this point. I don't see price coming back here. Yes. I know what, ne? I'm gonna just load let me check how much am I going to be in drawdown if I enter 0.05. I see 0.05 GBPUSD. If I enter 0.05, if I enter 0.020, and then I run in a drawdown, it's gonna be at how much? It's going to be $19. Okay, that's better. And then from $19, and then I can hedge more trades from there. Okay. Let me just wait for it, because yeah, $19 is a lot. If it doesn't go direction, then it's already gonna be something else. That's 15 minutes time frame. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Wait a minute. This here it retested. This is crazy. Here it retested. This is crazy. This side did retest it, but here it didn't retest. Like here on the firm, it says it retested. It says it has already came here and retested long time ago. Yes. This is big. FXCM. Let's check on. Yeah, ne. Hey, I already won. Hey, goes here. It says it has already retested. I don't know what's going on with this one. This side it has retested. Still the same thing. This side it hasn't retested. This side, let me check. Which one do we have? 12 o'clock, okay. At 12 o'clock. Okay, 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock. Okay. still the same thing. It broke out at 12. And then it means it's this one that's making me think twice. This side it has a retested. I don't wanna lie, this side it has a retested. It even has a wick. It just came wicked in and then started pushing to the upside. So that's why I'm like, this one says it has already retested, and I'm like, yeah. They want us dead. They want us dead. So let's just do it for that FXE, the FXEM platform. Let's see what the FXEM platform says. But I wanna this thing, or it was already retested. I'm telling you, here on the prop firm they say it retested around here for sure. It says it has a retested from here, because this candlestick here on trading view, it's short. It's short, but here on trading view it's long. Came in exactly like it's longer. On the on the prop firm, it's literally a long one. So they say it has a retested according to them here. So yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. Let me switch to trading view and check what's going on trading. Still the same thing. Even the trading view says that it has a retested. Is it me, or am I crazy? Am I the crazy one? Our trading view hasn't retested. Their trading view has a retested. Siyazibona lapho lambe radibona. Straight. You know what? Let me think. Let me not abuse the prop firm. Let me just take the trade from a real account, because prop firm is very fragile. Let me just take the trade from the real account and just leave it as it is. I'm gonna enter the trades from my MT5. Let me not abuse the let me not abuse the thing. Let me not abuse the prop firm. I'm just going to be it's pushing there. That's good. While I'm still waiting for it, let it push. I'm just gonna be taking the trades from MT5, because let me stop abusing the thing. yeah, funded 150 rands. Let's just see what we can do. I funded 150 rands, so that's what we're gonna be using for the day. But if price looks good, I'm gonna just deposit more and just hold it even higher. But for now, we're just gonna be entering trades and just push it from there. But you know what, let me take my first trades on. I'm entering on the prop firm as well. Let me take the trades on prop firm. Let me risk 0.30. Let me just take 0.40 by GBP USD. I bought with 0.4 T, bought with 0.40. I'm loading my first buys there on my MT5 GBP USD. Where's GBP USD? I'm taking my first trades. We don't have the confirmations, by the way. We don't have the confirmations on. We don't have the full confirmations. I'm just buying. Don't try this at home. I just went full margin. I went full margin on that 150 rands, and yeah, went full margin. I'm just gonna leave it here, and then I'm not saying if it blows, it blows. Don't do this at home. Are we clear? Don't do that at home. I'm not saying do this at home. Let me check the TP for pound on 0.40 lot. My TP is going to be excelente. Just in case you're asking, we don't have the confirmations. I bought because this time around, I'm just being honest, I think it's gonna buy. I didn't buy because of the confirmations, so that you don't think come for me there. Let's see, $200. Okay, that's not bad. But if you take it higher, can be willing to take 620. Okay. The TP for this one will just be that 620. I'll just have to be that $620. $620. Yep. And then the loss will be exactly straightforward. If price comes below this area, this one will be at a loss of 50. Eesh. It will be at a loss of 50. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, it will be at a loss of $50 if it comes to this point, and then that will be my chai. like it will be my goodbye. But then if it doesn't, then abash, that will be it from me. So let's check if whether we don't have any pound news today, and we just still slack in there, and then the next thing we see that thing pushing. Okay, today we only have pound at 9 a.m. still 3. Okay, now we still solid. We still real Makoya right there. We still Makoya bearings. But yeah, that's what I see for the day. If it doesn't go, it doesn't go. But so that you're wondering, if you're wondering, there it's not a trade out of confirmations. This one, I'm being honest, I'm risking that 150 to see how it will move, and then the rest is history. I'm risking 130 and also 50, almost $60. But can you explain the lot size? Lot size on a real account, on I'm using a micro account, because if you're using a standard account, yeah, you're gonna hurt yourself. You need every piece of cent to be utilizing certain opportunities. You can't be using standard accounts on currencies. I don't want to lie. Sometimes I feel like if you're using a standard account on currencies, you should have at least deposited like a minimum of 500. And then you know that 0.01, it's because like in this case, on a micro account, I can open 0.1, like I can open 0.1, ne? Point something, like I can open 0. Almost like not 0.01. So it's like, how do I put this? I can open 0.012. So it's like the lot size becomes extended, becomes a super micro account that still falls below 0.1. But then when you're using a standard account, like you can only start with 0.01, which start with -7, and already you can see -7, -8. The next thing you're running at like 58 on your stop loss, on your trade. So it's better to have multiple trades on a micro account and let it slide from there. That's how I think when trading. But gold, you need a standard account or a micro. Either way, you just chow both ways. But in terms of the lot sizes, it's like you can check how much you're going to be losing based off the lot size that you're using. Before you place a trade on your MT5, you can go to that thing of limits and everything. You check if I'm entering with this lot, and my stop loss, I'm going to put it somewhere around, and you say like, if you're going to put your stop loss around here, how much is it going to be in a loss of how much loss is it going to be at if you enter with that lot size. And then if you think it's a good loss based off your margin, then you take the trade based off that lot size. But if you think it's going to be bigger, then you just keep on reducing until you find the perfect lot size that best fits your margin. That's how you can do it. Right now I'm still running at -9 rands on the micro account, and then on the thing, I'm still, I don't know how much this side, +3. So it's still at +$4 on the thing. What's this? On the prop firm account. So I'm just gonna be holding those trades on both sides and see how far they can go. But hence I said it's the only instrument that has broke first, and if it does not even decide, if it does come back, it will be understandable for it to push to the downside. But from just looking at it structure wise, I think it's the only pair that broke above first, because Euro USD failed to do that. It has been playing. Where's that Euro USD? It has been playing beneath that TRL that we want it to break above. Like, it's still resting below, and even if it's still resting below, it hasn't really been like, it wasn't able to give us like a clear sales that could be like long-term sales. At least if it was creating like, a wave, impulse retracement, it could have been better. Unlike when it just give you those sales and then comes back almost to the same area. You see, like, it's just playing at one price, so it doesn't necessarily have a clear direction as to where is it going or where is it heading. And also AUD/USD as well. Where's AUD/USD? AUD/USD still stuck at one price. Oh, not one price, because we thought it was gonna break above from this point, right? You can see it's still playing further away from the TRL, so it also doesn't like really give us like clear direction as to is price going to be heading upwards or not. So it's still playing further away. So that's why I'm like, just looking at all this dollar related pairs, we're still far from a decision. They're still indecisive. Euro USD, AUD/USD still indecisive. GBP USD, benefit of a doubt, it has broke above first, so it's possible that it can also just be creating some divergence, and then the next thing you see it dropping, which would be okay. As I mentioned, we don't necessarily have the full spec confirmations as to is it really going upwards. We're just taking it because I'm being honest. For today the trade is not because I have full confirmations, not lying to you, so that you know what I'm facing right now. It's not because we have full confirmations. It's what I think would happen, and it's not wrong for me to think, but I want you to know that today that's what I'm looking at. You see, if it doesn't play out, then I know I was wrong, and if I was wrong, then it means that no confirmations would happen. But yeah, so we'll just see. This side, it's still stuck at like +1, still stuck at +1 rand profits. Didn't move. There's no inch, there's nothing, still stuck at one rand profit. We're just gonna see. You might find that it can. Let's see how much is it going to be. How much am I at least expecting to make out of this trade if it does go my direction? 22 rands multiplied by 60 micro lots. 60 multiplied by 22, that's 1,300. So I can make 1,300 out of that 150 rands. If it does go to that target that I'm looking at, I can make 1,300. If it doesn't go, then it's still okay. Then it would have been worth taking that risk. And then from this side, if it does go to the target, then I'll be making $600 or less, something around those prices. But I'll just see if whether it will just continue pushing or not. Yeah, this one keeps on just playing at one price. But yeah, but my advice, still stay away from that. Then maybe after, not even after, during that event, I'll stream again, and then we can look at it. Yeah, I'm going to be streaming exactly at not even half past. I'm going to stream maybe 30 minutes before or 1 hour before, it just depends. But I think I'll just stream like an hour before the actual event, or maybe 45 minutes before the actual event, and then we're just gonna be watching people blow or people making money, and then we will trade after. But if this setup is still playing before, when do you sleep? Yeah, I look like I don't sleep, ne? Yeah, I look like I don't sleep. Yeah. I sleep after 7, like 7 p.m. South African time. I know you are in South Africa, because we typed Kau on Swar. I sleep at like most of the time I sleep at like 9 p.m. From 9 p.m. until, let's see, 9 p.m. It's 9. Okay, let me see. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So I sleep at 9 p.m. and then I wake up at around 2 p.m. or 2 a.m. And then after doing these lives, then I would sleep again from maybe 5 a.m. until maybe 9 a.m. ish. And then I wake up for good for the rest of the day. And then that's me. But each and every time after 7 p.m., anytime is tea time, I can just go to sleep after 7 p.m. I can always sleep. Anytime after that. So yeah. Oh, and I said we're gonna do some news report, ne? I said we're gonna do some news report. Let me see. Some news report. Which one are we going to start with? We're going to start with ADP, and then from the news after ADP, we're gonna go to unemployment claims, and then we're gonna go to what they actually think, or what are these? Yeah, what do they think about the US employment? Let's start with ADP. ADP news. We're just gonna be reading about ADP news. You see GBP USD right now. It's still, it's doing proper some proper movements. It's doing some proper movements in there. But let's just continue. So we're gonna read ADP news statements, and then after reading the ADP news statement, let's just read what they have for us with regards to ADP statement, and then we're gonna go to unemployment, and then we're gonna pick up some few things from there. So keep in mind, I don't teach anything. I don't mentor anyone with regards to fundamentals, because we can always argue with fundamentals. I can be wrong. So this is your chance to learn from how I analyze my news. I don't teach it at all. I don't mentor anyone with regards to news. If you want to learn news, you just have to learn them on your own. But you can just pick up some few points that I use for myself to do my own analysis. Okay, let's see where to start. Okay, ADP National Employment Report. Private sector employment increased by 143k jobs in September. Okay, it's not a problem. We are going to start reading. I'm just browsing through first. And then we can start reading it. English is not my mother tongue, so if somewhere I try and read and then I don't read the terms properly, but let's just try and read some of the few important things right there. They say private sector employment increased by 143k jobs in September, and annual pay was up to 4.7% year over year, according to September ADP produced by ADP research, yada yada. Okay, the ADP report is independent measure of high frequency view. Here they're just explaining that the job report and pay insight use ADP's fine-grained, anonymized and granted payroll data to provide a representative picture of the private sector labor market. The report details the current month's total private employment change and weekly job data from the previous month. Because the underlying ADP payroll database are continuously updated, the report provides a high frequency and near real-time measure of US employment. Okay, and then the measure reflects the number of employees and ADP client payroll to provide a richer understanding of labor market. ADP pays measure, barring ADP's pay measure, and that's a tough term, this one. Don't even know what it means. Don't know what it means. Uniquely. Uniquely. Oh, yes. In a way that belongs. Okay, I think that doesn't matter. I understand it now. Uniquely captures the earnings of a cohort of whatever there. So one doesn't, like, these statements don't have any aspiring thing. The only thing that we have here as the main statement that says something is this part. So it means that when we need to also look at what was happening in terms of like jobs from the previous month, because this is the only thing that we have. So I think last month it was 142, if I'm not mistaken. Last month it was 142. So right now it's 143. So okay, that's okay. Okay, let's say stronger hiring didn't require a stronger pay growth last month, said Nela. Okay, yeah. Okay. Private sector, then the job creation showed a widespread rebound after 5 months slowdown. Only one sector, information, lost jobs. This is still like a report from last month, because I still remember even last month they also mentioned that part, that it's only in the IT sector that there was also like 42,000, like there was 42,000 jobs that were lost in the in the IT sector. So this thing still says, or rather it still tells us about what happened from last month, because last month it was 42k, now it's 43k, but then still the same thing. I think they're still telling us that it's only the information sector that actually lost jobs again still. And manufacturing okay, that's okay there. It doesn't matter here. Good producing 42k, providing services 100 and whatnot. Okay, this is just extra information that we don't need. Okay, from here what do? You go back, you go and read the unemployment data. From the unemployment data you're gonna search about the labor, and then where's the thing? After you read what's going on, after you read about the unemployment claims, and then you're gonna read about labor. So when you search, you're not gonna search ADP or anything like that. You strictly search the US labor market or the US labor force. What's their news? What are they saying about the labor force? So what's the thing? Wait, there's something I missed here. So ADP. Okay, they were expecting 140, right? They were expecting 124, and then what happened is it came in 143. That's why it bought ADP. If you go and look at USDJPY, it bought. So okay, that's good. Okay, we understand that. Now we go to yesterday. Right, we go to unemployment claims. We're gonna read. This one has to have a lot of news. I know they like this one. There's a lot of people. We don't have like one source of information. That's why there's a lot of news with this one. But let's check which one to read here. In the week ending September. Sorry. Okay, let's read this one. This data blue. Yo, I'm not laughing, but yes, it wants me to log in. This is funny though. This data blew me on gold. I'm sorry to that person. Let's read the news. Yes. That's crazy. And I think GBPUSD, how many people entered the GBPUSD? And unfortunately this trade I did not share it in the VIP group. If you are in the VIP group and you're watching, I'm sorry, I didn't share this because we don't have like full confirmations. I'm telling you, it was a trade out of what I think, and what I think doesn't go right, it's gonna feel heavier now and when you take a loss. So yeah. In this week ending September the 28th, the advance figure of the seasonal adjustment of initial claims was 22,500. Okay, 22,500, 225,000. An increase of 6,000 from the previous week reversed level. And then it says the previous week level was revised up to 1,000 from 218 to 219. Okay, doesn't say anything that's interesting. The 4-week moving average was 22.4 and a decrease of 750 from the previous week revised average. And then the previous week's average was raised up to 25.0 from this one is just too crazy. They just mention a lot of information here. The advanced seasonal adjustment insurance unemployment rate was 1.2% from the week ending September, unchanged from the previous week's revised rate. The advanced number of the seasonal adjustment ensures the unemployment during the week ending of the 21st was 1 million, a decrease from 1,000 from the previous week. These people are too crazy. They are basically just telling us what's going on this graph. We don't want those things now. Too much information. Okay. Too much information. Let's go to my trusted website now. That's my trusted web. Barring, put it in the chat GPT to summarize. Yes, it would be hard for me to use it. I've never used like ChatGPT. I don't wanna lie, but I like FX to read. So my trusted website to read news is this. See this one? I like this one. I don't wanna lie. I think they do much better than any other website that I've ever used. So I use FX to read all the time. So that one is just if I want to just get an idea of what's going on. But maybe we can try ChatGPT summarize, ne? Let's see. That's crazy. Imagine ChatGPT having to summarize the whole. I can imagine ChatGPT summarizing a whole 9-page. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. Let's just do this. I want something that has flavor. Here's just, I think from here we're having, this one is unnecessary. It's tables from here. So that's why I'm like, they're just giving you like the full information. Imagine someone who has to really review the document exactly by just going through the table and everything. That's too much. That's too much. I got too much source. Too much. I'm still saying use FX Street. I trust FX Street more than anything. I don't wanna lie. We're gonna see when we read from FX Street. It's gonna be easier. Can you summarize the following for me? Of course. That's crazy. You use ChatGPT like this. Okay, for the week ending of September, the total, okay, continued claims for benefits across all the programs were reported, reflecting a decrease from the previous week. In the same week of 2023, there were 1.6 claims. No states activated the extended benefits program. Initial claims for unemployment benefits for former federal civilian employees decreased to 275, whilst for the newly discharged veterans dropped at 395. Continued claims from former federal civilians employee rose to 4.001, and then claims from newly discharged veterans increased 4.6. The highest insured unemployment rate were noticed in the New Jersey 2.3, California 2, and then Rico 1.9. Virginia saw the largest increase in initial claims. So these two had unemployment rates like, and then this one had, it's the only one that had bargain 3, 1, 2, 3 had and then bargain sort of, I don't know if it's a decrease or what, but okay, Virginia saw the largest, so it means like it's only Virginia that had an increase in terms of like jobs. I still don't understand ChatGPT, mate. It's tough. So let's just stick to my favorite and just forget about everything right there. So let's read from here. You're gonna hear, right? Just hear how they put it clean and simple. Ask if the dollar will be strong or weak. Yo, I removed it. That would have been that would have been easier, but we'll go back to it. Yeah, we'll go back to it. That's nice. That's nice. We'll go. Now I'm too eager to do it. I'm too eager to do it now. Like, to be honest, I'm eager to do what you're just saying. How did you even realize that ChatGPT can do that? Sama rise the following. The strength or weakness of the US can be influenced by various factors, including the economical. Well, dollar is strong or weak from the summary. But the summary you provided doesn't directly indicate the strength or weakness of dollar. However, the context of continued claims for unemployment benefits and the changes in the initial claim can suggest economical trends. A decrease in unemployment claims generally signals a stronger labor market, right, which could support stronger dollar. Conversely, significant increase in claims in some states might indicate economic weakness, which could pressure dollar. That's why you see what is also saying. There's just that it's just like indecisive, like as to what to do or what's going on. So that's why I'm still also suggesting that don't trade NFP. You can even hear ChatGPT also saying the same thing, or there's no clear direction there. But that's, thank you for doing that. Now next time I'll use ChatGPT when I find something hard for me to understand. But from here they say that the weekly initial jobless claims rise to 2,225k versus the 220 expected, right? The initial job claims rose by 6,000 in a week ending, right? The dollar says that the dollar index stays in a positive territory, slightly below 102. Then here they're still re-mentioning the same thing, and then this printed followed the previous week print with 2,000. I keep on reading. This is 2,219 revised from 218, and came slightly worse than the market expected to 220. So you can already see that from what I see, right? From what I reading, from what I hear from here, because of like the jobless claims that we have right here was high, like it was higher than the expected, even worse. It means that the dollar right now it's weak. You understand? Let's check USDJPY in the meantime. Because it's weak. You see, that's why I'm like, I like this. I like FX trades, because it's easier for me to understand. They don't jigger around, they don't go there, and they just tell you straight what you need to understand, and everything is just clear as pub. So right now, exactly USDJPY, I'm still mentioning USDJPY Pambele Panzi, we are going down. Because why? If you also look at what happened during the jobless claims yesterday, USDJPY sold. USDJPY sold yesterday because we got higher than expected. That's why it was around here. It sold first. If you go to 3 minutes, you're gonna see it properly, because I was here watching it properly. So it happened around here. It happened around here. It sold first, and then later on just started giving us those bullish movements. But the first initial drop, it was a spike to the downside, because I was there watching it. So you can see that's what it's saying right now. It tells us a clear direction, no warawara mawaza. Jobless claims means there's currently, it means that the labor force, I think we read something. Let me go back to something that we read. Now we're putting everything together from what we read. Now I'm just gonna go to that part. Which one was it? I know we read something. It has to be from ADP. It has to be from ADP. Yesterday it has to be from ADP. I know we read something, so I just need me to get it so that I can show you what we read. I know there was a statement that stuck in my head, and you know, it's yeah, there we go. This is the statement that sticked out, or that sticked out for me. They say that stronger hiring didn't require stronger pay growth last month. So it means that as much as we had let's finish. The typically workers who change jobs see faster pay growth, but their premium overstays shrank to 1.9%, matching the low we saw in January. So basically, but here the stronger hiring didn't require stronger pay growth last month. So as much as they had whatever hiring that happened from last month, as they were trying to push the markets, it didn't help out. Didn't help out at all. Nothing happened. So yeah, let's continue right there. Further details of the publishing revealed that the advanced seasonal adjustment in short unemployment rate was 1.2 in the 4-week moving average stood right. Okay, they're still also mentioning some things that I don't consider there. Yeah, it just ends there. It just ends right there. So we're gonna do some more research. The US labor let me check. 70. Okay, that's good. I'm already at 50 rands profit there. I'm already at 50 rand profits there on the real account, this side, on the account here on MT5. So if you have already done just this nyana there, means you're sitting at least nicely, not bad, but you know, still trying to push right there. So I'm just gonna be holding this one. Maybe Euro USD will come later, because you can see still trying. AUD is also still trying. Nothing is happening, but yeah, let's get back and try to get some news. This thing takes longer than people think. Having to read news, there's certain things that you just have to be reading or trying to get. Yes, because with the, in terms of like the labor, I'm just telling you, it's going to become worse. We can't necessarily find the right websites to read about the labor. Yeah, they were still maybe waiting for jobless claims. Yeah. When is today? Today's the 4th. There's nothing. We don't have anything. Like, we cannot find anything to read about the label. So still stay away. So if you can't find anything, I'd still say stay away. I'll still say still takes us back to the very same thing. I think that we don't have anything much to. When was this? This was July. Yes. I know there's no news that we can read, so I would still say that whatever that we have right now, stay away. That's what I'm gonna say. Stay away from trading this news. And right now it's better that we have this GBP USD trade running, so it means that we can just continuously hold the trade on GBP running at 74 already. If it can get to that 1.3, we are done. 1.3 and then we are done. So yeah, that's what I'd still say from my point of view, and say that stay away. If you don't have a trade running 2 hours before, don't be trading the initial movement. After the initial movement, I will still be here, as in like to come and analyze after trade. That's what I'll be doing after the initial movement. Gold. As for gold, I still speculate like this only on gold, ne? So here's what I'm expecting on gold. It can do whatever it wants because it's just too clustered. We don't have a clear direction as to where price is going right here, right? And what could have one missed? What could have one missed out here? One could have missed a lot. So okay, understandable on gold. The only time, well, personally from my side, I'll just see what's going on. But if price pushes until here, then I'm telling you, right here you're gonna sell. You're gonna find me here. You're going to find me here. If price pushes up to that area during if price pushes until that area during NFP, and it just keeps on pushing, you'll find me here. I'll be waiting for my after trade. If it's still playing below these areas during NFP, when it reaches those areas, I'm gonna find my trade for NFP after trade, and then maybe I'm gonna push it to the downside, because the targets to the downside using that entry would be this one. Then I'll target these areas. This would be my targets. If price does go to those areas, that would be my last target. To be honest, that would be my last target if price does that. And then you can still see right now it's untradeable. Like, you can't trade gold at this point. It's just forcing trades. Right now. Someone is just forcing to trade gold. Just leave it as it is. You'll find proper trades after. Yeah. that is from my point of view. But guys, it's 4:25, and as 4:25 as it is, I need to take a dip. I need to sleep because now this is the last bus, so I need to sleep. It was nice having this stream. We will stream again when there's like few hours left. This is my alarm. So basically that's my alarm to go to sleep. That's my alarm to go to sleep. That is my alarm to go to sleep. So I removed the wrong thing. I removed the wrong thing. I had actually removed the wrong thing. I wasn't planning on removing it, but I ended up removing something. Yeah, so good night. We shall see. Good night and good morning. Shall see each other during the day.